Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. On today's episode, I am making a card based on this past Friday's Craft Roulette Challenge, episode number 230. For this challenge, we needed to make a shaped card with the colors of a peacock, with the element of something being tall, and random XOXO, hugs, kisses, love, that kind of thing. So I have chosen to make a card that is not usual for me. And it's going to cover two elements of the challenge. I am making a slimline card, which is tall, and it is a shape. It is a long rectangle. So for this card, I cut a piece of 7 by 8.5-inch cardstock that is scored at 3.5-inch mark, folded and creased with my bone folder. And then I have a piece of blue. This is like a bright royal blue. This measures 3 5/16 by 8 5/16, and that will fit on this white base nicely and just give us a nice little border. And for the white, this is going to be the base of my card, or the main focal point of my card. This is 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. And yesterday in the mail, I happened to get this wonderful magazine and stamp set from Practical Publishing. Say that 14 times fast. Anyhow, Creative Stamping Magazine. I used to get it at Joann Fabrics, and I was paying $24.99 an issue for it. I since subscribed to it online, and now I am paying $24.99 a quarter. So you get more product for the same price. And I love this stamp set here with these ornaments and the joy to the world. And I thought that would make a great slimline card, and that's what I'm going to use today. Pardon me while I get a quick drink. And let me get started on my card. All right. I'm going to be doing some stamping, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of stenciling after I do the stamping. And hopefully this will fit in this MISTI, and I don't need to get out my larger one. I'm going to use these ornaments mainly. And see if I can get them all on the card. How I need to arrange them. And if I move that one down a little bit. They do include extra chain. Now I'll be beside myself with glee if I can get the chains to line up. So I'm going to, I think I want to put this, but I also want to put To the World on here. I can fit that in there. So let me get these on here. And yeah, I want that down further. Okay. All right, I will try my darndest to get these chains lined up when I'm done. If I can't get them lined up, I'll cover them up with the bow somehow. All right, and I'm just going to condition these stamps. They have a coating on them that comes from the factory, and just rubbing your finger across it should get the coating off. They do make a special eraser for that, but these are free. Okay, now I'm going to stamp them in black, but then I'm going to color them in later on. But I want the chains and the images to be in black for now. And I may need to coat this a couple of times since these are new stamps, but we shall see. Together, we shall see. My Peacock colors will be coming in just a few moments, I hope. I almost honestly did a white card for my Peacock colors. There's a channel I watch on YouTube, Cog Hill Family Farm, and they just recently acquired a beautiful half-blind peacock who is white, and they call her Snow White. So I almost did a white card to match the peacock colors. But I decided when I got this magazine yesterday that I decided to do this and use the more traditional peacock colors. Okay, that looks pretty good. I only need to extend the chains on 2 of these. So I'm going to clean this off with a little bit of water. And there's my rag. Now, they do have different chains, so the publishers did include 2 pieces of chain here. So let me put these ornaments back on. They will eventually come off and I'll organize them, but okay, I might as well try the chain before. Ooh, where did that little piece of chain go? It fell off the magazine. Oh, here it is. All right, this is a smaller chain. Oh, heaven help me. I hope I can line that up. And I'm going to try it on a piece of acetate first because I don't see me getting this straight on the first go round. And this one is going to be too long and hang out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around. It still may hang out. And this one's not going to be quite long enough, but I can always trim the card a little bit. Okay. Now, always keep some spare acetate around for packaging, etc., etc. Oh, that didn't even get hooked on there, did you? No, you didn't. Just to see if these things are going to come out straight or crooked. So I'm just going to do a sample stamping on the acetate. That one's okay. And that one's not bad. Okay, I just don't need to squish so hard because I actually made it fatter than it needed to be because I pressed too hard. So I'm just going to press lightly. And if it doesn't look great, as I said, I will cover it up with a bow or a rhinestone. Just something. Okay, yeah, I'll put a little rhinestone there. And that will fix that. Now, I got some ink on this grip mat on my Misty, and that's okay. That will clean off with just water and a rag. And if you leave it on too long, it may stain, but it's usually like the reds and the pinks that stain. And it doesn't matter if it stains. And you know what? That little stamp stuck to my rag somewhere. I will find it when I'm done. Okay. Oh, I do want to my joy to the world. I wasn't done stamping. I'm going to put that right there in the middle. Again in black. And I didn't condition this, so I'm going to have to stamp this a couple of times. Aha. Because I can see it is splotchy. If you forget to condition your stamp, it's not the end of the world. You just might have to stamp it a couple of times to get a full image. Otherwise, it kind of looks like there's, if you ever had wax on your car and the rain gets on it right after you wax it and it tends to bubble up and pool, that's what it does if you don't condition your stamps. And then you just keep at it and it'll eventually go away. Have my acetate back. All right, now I am done stamping. And put the Joy to the World on there. I don't know if when they mail me this issue, if this is the one currently out at Joann Fabrics, or if I'm an issue ahead or an issue behind. I really don't know. This is only my second time getting it in the mail. All right, now I am going to stencil to add in the wonderful Peacock colors. And I'm using my waffle flower grip mat, and I'm sorry, I think I just bumped the camera. Let me get that angle back up. Okay, now I'm going to use the stencil. It's there's no name brand on this, and I've had this for 5 or 6 years. I know I got it at a rubber stamping convention. It looks like leaves and vines, and I'm just going to lightly stencil, but I'm going to do a color pattern here. Not really a pattern. I'm using GinaK's Wild Wisteria, grass green, and blue raspberry. Now, if I can keep my brushes unmixed up, I've got my purple one. That's down here. The blue one I'm putting over here, and then the green one's on top. So I'm going to take my green first, because when I think of a peacock, I think of blues, greens, purples, and gold. I don't know why I think of gold when I think of a peacock, but I do. And I'm just going to lightly do a little bit of the green and a little bit of the green, and I'm going to come back and move the stencil down. I'm going to use my blue, put a little blue up here, maybe a little blue right there, and my purple. I'll fill in where I didn't get it the first time. I'm going to pick that, just see what that looks like. Oh, cool. All right, now I'm going to just slide this down, and I'm kind of going to do the same. I need a little bit of green here. And a little bit of green there. Go for my blue next. Put some there, some here, and a little bit there, and my purple. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, cool. All right, I'm just going to set my brushes aside for just a minute and set my stencil aside. I'll wash that off later. You can just wash this with soap and water or just plain old water. But if it sets on and stains, you can use rubbing alcohol. Now, I don't do that here in my basement because I don't have any windows down here. So I do that upstairs where there's some more ventilation. Now, I'm going to take some little stencil brushes. And here's where this may not work, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to take, let's go with the purple. And I'm going to color in this ornament in purple. Not too dark, just lightly. And you see, I didn't go over these parts with the stencil. All right, now I'm going to use blue, and I'm going to use my same brush because I don't have too many of these yet. I've got some on order, they're just not here. This one's going to be the blue. And I do have a green one. And this one's going to be green up here. So you don't need fancy markers, or if you got some little tiny brushes, and I believe even a stiff paintbrush would work. I'll have to try that one of these days. If you just have some ink pads, you can color. Okay, now blue, green, and purple. This actually looks kind of pretty. Set those aside. Peel this up. Now, if you don't have one of these match, you could just simply have held it down with your hands. You could tape it down with some low-tack tape, like washi tape or GinaK's Masking Magic, anything you might have. But I used to just do it by holding it down with my hand and doing it that way. Sometimes the stencil slipped when I did that, but not when I'm doing it this way. Okay, now from the other day, I have, I better, before I touch my white again, let me clean off the blue from my fingers. I don't know what it is about that blue raspberry ink pad, but when I pick it up, sometimes the lid comes right off and I get ink everywhere. I just want to make sure that this is pretty dry on my hands. And I'm not going to get it on my white card, which I have been known to do. Okay. Now, as I was saying, the other day, I had a video where I used the Joy, because from Joann Fabrics, I got these two sets from Hero Arts, and these, I just got them a couple weeks ago, so they're probably still in stock. This is Hero Arts DC 169 Joy Stampin' Cut, and I'm only using the Joy from this set. And I have already cut that out in gold. So let me put this together. I'm going to start by putting this down on the card. Now I'm going to put these two pieces together first. That way I've got a little bit less messing around to do. See, I did get some blue on the back of this, but that is okay. That's right. You can barely, yep, you probably can't even see it on camera. But I don't want to get any on my card. And this is just going to be a very narrow border of the blue. In fact, it hardly shows at all, just at the top and the bottom. It's just a very, very narrow. In fact, I may end up cutting that off because, yeah, you know, I think I'm going to, because it didn't get it quite the right dimensions. Actually, I'm going to leave it at the top and bottom and just trim it off this side because I didn't get it quite wide enough. I probably didn't have it in my paper cutter straight. So now I just have the blue at the top and blue at the bottom. And I'm going to sit that right on here. I don't know, lately I've been more into the non-traditional colors for Christmas. All right, I'm just going to get my acrylic block stamp pad and hold on here for just a minute. Okay, now one of the parameters for this challenge is there has to be XO of some sort on here. So I'm going to take a little brush nib. The O's I've got covered with, I have two O's in here. I'm just going to take, and in one of, I'm putting little X's in the ornaments. I'm just going to do them randomly. It looks like it's part of the design, so you can barely see them, but they are in there. They're not in your face overt. Now, for the Joy, where do I want to put the Joy? Where is that going to look best? And I'm kind of looking over here at my laptop because when I look at it on camera or on screen, I can sometimes see better where it looks nice at. I don't want it there. I think right there. So let me glue that down, and I'm going to use my small tip bottle for that. Let me get these ink brushes aside so that I don't ink where I don't want ink. Okay. And I'm just going to glue that down flat. And I'm just going to use a small block for that. And let's see how I know I want to bling this up. Got to have some bling on it. So I'm going to use, this is Artistro. It's a permanent oil-based marker pen. It's got an extra fine point, but it's very, very shiny gold, and I love it. Let me just grab a, I'll use this. I just want to get it started. So on the top of these ornaments, I'm going to just, where there's a little connector, I'm making that shiny gold. And then I think I just want to randomly put some gold dots. And you know what? I put a gold X right there and filled in the X. I'm making it look like the ornament has a hanger that comes down, and it is hanging from that. Let's see if I can get you to see. And I should probably do that to each one to make them look like they're hanging from a gold. But that center one started out as an X. So I have met that parameter. I'm just going to make it a little bit larger and more even. Okay. And a few more random little dots here and there. Just tiny, tiny, tiny dots. And I do want to put, I don't know if I have any of these that are already colored. Oh, there's a, let me see. There's a peacock. I think I have a peacock green. Where did it go? Yep, I do have a peacock green Ohuhu marker. Well, let me see what that color looks like on here. Oh, I like that. 1, 2, 3. And I got some blue. I'll put one up there in the blue. And I've got a little pale purple one down here already. So there's a little bit here of purple. And I've got more of that brighter blue one down here. If I can get it off the package, that is. Sometimes these little sequins that are pre-glued, they don't want to be removed. You know, I think that's it. That's my card for today. Let's see if I can get you. That probably kind of looks strange on camera, but when you see it in person, it does look like it's hanging from a bell. And I need to hold this down a little bit more. Now let me go over these parameters again and see if I have met all the elements. I need a shaped card. Yep, a tall rectangle. The colors have to be a peacock. I've got the blues, the greens, the purples, and the golds that I think of when I think of a peacock. And I've also got the white for that beautiful snow white peacock on Cog Hill Family Farm. The element, tall. Yep, that's a tall card. Random, XO. I've got 2 O's in Joy to the World. I've got little X's in my ornaments themselves, and I made this an X and filled it in to make it look like an ornament hanger. I think I have met all the parameters. I'm just making sure I don't have any errant ink where I don't want it to be. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you're in a place that celebrates Labor Day today, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.